I should have known something was off that night. The kiss was deeper, the touch more intense, and the way he whispered my name, it felt different. But I didn't stop it. I didn't question it. I gave in completely. Now I am pregnant, and I just found out the man I slept with wasn't my fiance. It was his twins. My name is Anita, and I have always believed in love at first sight, but true love, should never feel like a betrayal. It all started on the eve of our introduction ceremony. My fiance Daniel had been acting strange lately, always on the phone, traveling suddenly and barely giving me attention. I have to go to Abuja for an emergency, he said that morning, but I'll be back before nightfall. By 9 p.m., there was no sign of Daniel. I sat alone in his Lekki apartment, wearing the silk red nightgown he loved. I lit candles, spread on his favorite perfume, and waited. Then I heard the key turn in the lock. Daniel, I called softly. No response. But he walked in. Same face, same height, same deep voice, same everything. Except something was different. He kissed me hard fire. His hands searched places Daniel never dared to explore. That night, I gave myself to the man I loved, completely, passionately. And then the next morning, I woke up to a phone call. Hey babe, Daniel's voice came from the speaker. Flight was delayed. I just landed now. Can't wait to see you tonight. I froze. My blood turned cold. Then who was sleeping beside me? I turned slowly and saw Derek, Daniel's twin brother, the one who had been abroad for 3 years, the one I met only once, the one I thought had changed. I grabbed a blanket and screamed, "What did you do?" He sat up, completely calm. What do you mean? You knew it was me. You didn't stop. No, I thought you were Daniel. He stared at me, his jaw tightening. And what if I told you I've loved you since the first day I saw you? What if Daniel doesn't deserve you? Stop it, I shouted, my hands shaking. You tricked me. He leaned closer and whispered, Then why did you mourn my name? I'm not his. I slapped him hard. I left the house that morning, crying and confused. But 2 weeks later, my world crashed completely. I missed my period. I went for a test. The result, positive. And now I'm carrying a child, but I don't know how to tell Daniel the truth. And worse, I'm starting to wonder, did I really mistake Derek that night? Or did some part of me want it to be him? For days, I avoided Daniel. I told him I was sick, and he believed me. I told him I needed rest, and he offered to bring soup, but I said no. How could I look him in the eyes, knowing what I had done? Or worse, what had been done to me? I wasn't sure if I had been tricked or if deep inside I had allowed it. But one thing was clear. I was pregnant, and I needed answers. Not just from myself, but from Derek. I decided to confront him. I called, he didn't pick. I messaged, he replied, Come over. His apartment was in Ikoyi, classy, quiet, expensive, typical Derek. As I stepped into his living room, he looked up from the sofa like he was expecting me. You're pregnant, he said without greeting. How did you know? I saw it in your eyes. You haven't been yourself. I dropped my bag on the floor, my voice rising. Why did you do it, Derek? Why pretend to be your brother? That night ruined everything. He stood slowly and walked towards me, calm and confident. I never pretended. You assumed I was him. I never said a word. You kissed me first. My mouth opened, but no words came out. He was right. I had kissed him first, but it was dark. I thought it was Daniel. I was vulnerable, I whispered. No, Anita, you were real. For the first time that night, you wanted more than Daniel ever gave you. And I gave it to him. Tears welled up in my eyes. You've messed my life, Derek. I am carrying a child that may not even belong to the man I'm about to marry. He didn't flinch. Instead, he looked deep into my eyes and said, Then don't marry him. What? I love you, Anita. I've always loved you. And you feel something for me too. Don't deny it. Love. I laughed bitterly. This is no love. This is madness. But he stepped even closer, placing his hand on my belly, gently, softly. That's my baby. I'm sure of it. I stepped back. You're crazy. No, Anita. What is crazy is marrying a man who doesn't see you, doesn't touch you, doesn't know you. I ran out of that house with my chest burning. Was he right? Was I really in love with Derek? Or was I just confused because for once someone made me feel wanted? That night, Daniel called again. I've missed you, he said. We need to talk. I nodded over the phone, heart racing. Yes, we do. The next morning, I dressed in a simple gown to meet Daniel at a cafe in Victoria Island. I had one goal, tell him the truth. But just as I stepped into the cafe, my heart sank. Daniel was already seated, and Derek was sitting right beside him, laughing, smiling. They both looked up at me at the same time. I froze. Daniel stood and hugged me. Finally, my queen is here. But Derek didn't move. He just stared at me with those eyes, the same eyes that watched me fall apart 2 weeks ago. The same eyes that now held a secret. The same secret Daniel was about to find out. My hands were shaking as I pulled out the chair. Daniel pulled it back for me like a gentleman he always pretended to be. Derek, on the other hand, didn't say a word. His eyes said everything. He dared to speak, to say the truth, to shatter my life right there on the glass table, between fresh juice and fake smiles. But I couldn't. Not yet. Babe, Daniel said, guess what? Derek wants to stay back in Nigeria permanently. Isn't that great news? I smiled weakly. Oh, that's nice. Derek leaned forward. Yeah, there is something personal keeping me here. I swallowed hard. I could feel his eyes crawling all over my guilt. Anita, Daniel continued, I know things have been a bit rough lately, but after the introduction next week, we'll start planning our wedding properly, I promise. I forced another smile, but I felt like vomiting. Then Derek asked gently, So, when are you planning to tell him? My heart stopped. Daniel looked up. Tell me what? I gave Derek a sharp look, silently begging him not to ruin me. But he smiled, leaned back, and sipped his drink. That you're glowing, he said casually. Looks like marriage will really suit you. I said quietly. But deep down, I knew this man wouldn't keep quiet forever. Later that night, as Daniel drove me home, I stared out of the window, quiet, scared, and still nauseous. He parked in front of my apartment and held my hand. Anita, he said softly, I know something is bothering you. You've changed. If you're having second thoughts about us, just tell me. I turned to face him, and for the first time in days, tears rolled freely down my cheeks. I made a mistake, Daniel. He frowned. What kind of mistake? But the words didn't come. I just shook my head and whispered, I am tired. He looked confused. Tired of what? I pulled my hand away, opened the door, and stepped out. Let's talk later, I said, walking into my compound with my heart in pieces. Inside, I broke down on the bed. God, what do I do? If I told Daniel the truth, I will lose him. If I lied, I will live in guilt and raise a child that may never belong to him. I was still thinking when my phone buzzed. Derek, I won't keep lying for you, Anita. He deserves to know. My hands trembled as I typed back. Me, please, I need more time. Derek, time is running out. The next morning, I woke up with a sharp pain in my stomach. I rushed to the bathroom. Blood, a lot of it. No, 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 I screamed. Tears burst from my eyes as I realized what was happening. I was losing the baby. I sat on the cold bathroom floor, my back against the wall, watching the blood stain my thighs. I was shaking, weak, dizzy. No, no, I cried, pressing my trembling hands between my legs like I could hold it all in. But it was too late. Too much blood, too much pain. I was losing the baby. The only proof of that horrible, confusing night. I reached for my phone with the little strength I could left and dialed the only person I could think of. Not Daniel. Derek. 20 minutes later, he burst into my apartment. His eyes widened as he saw me on the bathroom floor. Anita, he rushed to me, lifting me gently. What happened? I am bleeding, I whispered. I think I am losing it. Don't talk. Let's get you to the hospital. At the hospital, the doctor ran tests and put me on a drip. I was numb, staring at the ceiling, feeling emptier than I ever had in my entire life. After what felt like hours, the doctor came in with a soft, tired smile. She is stable now, he said to Derek, but she lost the pregnancy. I am sorry. I closed my eyes and a tear escaped. Derek squeezed my hands silently. Later that evening, I was discharged. Derek insisted on taking me home and refused to leave. He cooked, helped me lie down, and even cleaned up the blood-stained bedroom without saying a word. Just when I thought he would leave, he sat beside me on the bed and said, I am sorry. He said quietly, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I looked at him through tired eyes. It's over now. He nodded, then added something that chilled me. But maybe this happened for a reason. I frowned. What do you mean? He looked straight at me. Now you don't have to choose. No baby, no pressure, just your heart. I sat up slowly, anger rising in my chest. So you think this was just a kind of blessing? That losing a baby made things easier for you? No, he said softly. I'm saying maybe it's time you stopped lying to yourself. I stared at him, speechless. The next day, I woke up to another shocker. Daniel was outside my door, holding a bouquet of flowers and a brown envelope. I had a dream, he said, eyes filled with concern. You were crying. Something told me to come see you. I tried to smile. That's sweet. He handed me the flowers, then gave me the envelope. I got this. It's a ticket. A short weekend trip. Let's get away. Just the two of us. Maybe we need it. Maybe we need to fall in love again. I looked at the ticket, my heart breaking into pieces. A weekend away with the man I was supposed to marry, while the man I had mistakenly slept with was somewhere in my kitchen, warming tea. Then Daniel leaned in, holding my waist gently. Anita, are you okay? You look pale. And just like that, I fainted in his arms.